50-year Death Starfighters, my name is Carlin Jones, and this is a Starfighter full episode review. And today we are watching one of my favorite shows growing up, Radio Free Roscoe. Now, this show initially aired on the N for me because I'm from America and that's where where it came on for me. But I know it broadcast and it's a Canadian show, so it broadcasts in Canada and then it broadcasts in Portugal, Italy, Latin America. There are a lot of places, or should I say, this was shown all throughout the world, which is really really cool because this show really gave me, I don't know, this show put me on so much music, and I think that's the one thing that I will always love about this show. It's just, man, it's like, so here's the thing. Radio Free Roscoe today, if this was like remade today, or this was like, I don't know, re-aired or whatever here in America, I don't know, it wouldn't really do well. I know it wouldn't do well because the music that it's about, the music that it plays, the music that it gives light to, it doesn't really exist anymore. No, don't get me wrong, like the emo, pop punk, punk rock, all that music. If you really want to look for some new music of that, obviously you're gonna find it. Go on YouTube, go wherever, right? Online, whatever. But you're not gonna find that on the radio, right? And I mean, radio's not that much popular nowadays, right? But you're not gonna find it on the radio. You're not gonna find it on MTV. You're not gonna find it on anything that's like a music outlet, really, because it just, the genre died out, you know? And I love that music. I absolutely love that music. I grew up listening to that music. So this show really put me on a lot of stuff that's really, really, really good. I think maybe I'd like to review the episode, but there's an episode with Travis. I think it was Travis. He was meeting this girl that he likes, and they played this song called, the artist is called Blue Screen. I think the song is called Abri or something like that. It's really good. I love that song, and it's actually a song that's been done in a few Canadian shows, which is funny. They also did it on what's that show called? Dark Mirror. Is that what it's called? Dark Mirror. It's also a Canadian. I don't think it's called Dark Mirror. Man, I forgot what it was called. It's a Canadian show about two identical twins, a brother and a sister, who read a comic book and it starts coming to life. Yeah, if you know what it's called, please comment below. It's something Mirror or something Dark Oracle. Okay, that's what it's called. Dark Oracle. Now, where did I get Mirror from? But yeah, I'm also, before we get started, I'm also convinced that Canada makes better TV shows than here in America, because most of the TV shows I love are Canadian, and the shows I grew up with are Canadian shows, like The Famous Jet Jackson, Strange Days at Blake Cozy High, which I'm doing an analysis on, so I'll be on the lookout for that. Radio Free Roscoe, of course. Most of the stuff you see on the N or Teen Nick or whatever, a lot of that stuff was Canadian, which is really really cool. In a Heartbeat, this Disney show, if anyone remembers that, that was in Canada. That's a Canadian show. In a Heartbeat's really good. But yeah, Radio Free Roscoe, awesome show. And you know, I'm only doing this full episode review because I do, or I don't want to just keep talking and with a blank screen. So we'll get on to this review, and I'm gonna keep talking about my love for this show. So this is season 1, episode 1. This is going to be the pilot episode of Radio Free Roscoe. The episode is called The Power of Radio. So please follow the timer along if you want to follow along. If you don't, you just listen to me. All is good. I will post a link below so where you can watch this episode along with me. They're pretty much all on YouTube, which is pretty cool. I'm gonna be watching it on my computer though because I own season 1 on DVD, so it's pretty much the same time lapse. So yeah, we're gonna follow along. So this episode is 22 minutes. I believe it's gonna be 30 seconds for you guys on YouTube. That's what it says. So 22 minutes, 30 seconds. This is Radio Free Roscoe, season 1, episode 1. The episode is called "The Power of Radio." And we are going to get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, created by Douglas. I can't read all their names, but fun fact, that's another, well, The Adventures of Pete and Pete wasn't Canadian, was it? I'll check it later. But The Adventures of Pete and Pete is also another one of my like top 15 shows of all time. It's a Nickelodeon show that's just amazing with its storytelling. It's basically telling pretty thought provoking stories, but only through the eyes of children. So yeah, The Adventures of Pete and Pete is awesome, and the creators of The Adventures of Pete and Pete created this amazing show, Radio Free Roscoe. Douglas Mob, I think that's what the name read. It's really cool. Trying not to hit my mic. Ew. Dude, there's so many documentaries about school lunches and what they put in it, and how it's usually how people like millionaires that kind of like own schools and all that stuff. That's how they stay millionaires. School lunches is like a hustle. Yeah, but anyway, I so let me know how do you found the show? Was it through TV? Maybe you found it online, or through a friend, or however. I was such a oh, that sucks. I was such a yeah, I was such a, or was, still am, such a TV nerd that, I watch anything that came on TV pretty much. And the channel had a lot of stuff that I watched, like Degrassi. Degrassi is probably like the most thing I watched. It was Degrassi. I also watched South of Nowhere. Oh my God. I own that on DVD. I love South of Nowhere. That actually deserves an analysis. Some really, really good storytelling there, especially about how people coming out to their families and the turmoil they kind of go through. But so I just discovered the show just from watching the N and everything the N had to offer. I love it. I think it was that lineup of shows of like, what came on? I think it was Clueless. Excuse me, Clueless, not the movie, but the TV show that's based on a movie, which is in my top 10 favorite shows of all time. And I know a lot of people don't like it. A lot of people think it's goofy. A lot of people think it's stupid. And yeah, it kind of is. But I absolutely loved it. It just puts me in such a good place watching that show. It was the Clueless, Radio Free Roscoe, Degrassi. They had that lineup. And then they also had like Instant Star. And then like, The best years, yeah. The end kind of had a solid lineup. I mean, it wasn't competing with a lot of things like it wasn't competing against like Disney Channel's lineup, like Lizzie McGuire, Proud Family, Even Stevens, and all that stuff. But the end has some good shows, and when it wasn't being too dramatic with its stuff, it was actually good. So my power almost just went out. It's like thundering outside. So initially, I decided to do this full episode review because I'm huge on music, huge on music. I especially from this time when I first watched Radio Fiasco, I've like listened to so many alternative bands, punk rock, hardcore rock, indie rock. Like I listen to a lot of music, right? Especially in that rock music genre. And I was making a playlist, and I made a playlist, like a Radio Fiasco playlist, where I have all these alternative bands that you would hear on this show, and just from like just bands that are just out there. And since I like own like all the episodes, I would put them into my editing software, like the full episodes, but then I would cut it to where they're on the radio and you can only hear like the main characters talking on the radio as if they're introducing a new song or talking about a song or just talking about whatever they're talking about in their lives. And I made a playlist like that on my iTunes of listening to music, and then it breaks in between of them talking about music and stuff like that. So I love doing that. I love making playlists. And by going through all 52 episodes, getting these snippets of them talking, I was kind of like rewatching the episodes, and I'm like, oh my god, this show still holds up. I mean, I watched a few episodes like a few years ago, and I knew like, oh yeah, this is still good. But like even today, like right now, 2021, wow, this show is something special. And I still hold to my word that I don't think this show would last today because the music that it's playing is so it's really dated, really dated. Like a lot of people, there's don't get me wrong, there's millions of people that still listen to this music, right? But there's no outlet for it. Absolutely, there's no outlet for it. So it's just such an interesting time. It's I guess Radio Free Roscoe just captures a moment of a generation. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure the if you can hear rain, that's just because it started storming out of nowhere. I'm like always next to a window. What? So I'm thinking like since because I work in television and film, I think they can really redo this show. But I'm sure they would do it in a genre that's just popular. Like if it's just like pop music, that wouldn't be exciting really. But maybe like I don't know. I think maybe like underground or like hip hop, because there's still a plug for underground hip hop. That stuff's still awesome and amazing, and it will never be outdated. Um, I'm trying to think what genres would really go well with the show. Because be honest. Not just like the emo punk rock stuff, just rock music in general has taken such a huge backseat in music today. Such a huge backseat. Especially in America. Like you can't even say rock music's like top three most popular music in the States right now. The only people who are making rock music and you know about it are just legends that you've heard about so many years ago. Jesus. So this actress, Kate Todd, throughout throughout like watching stuff as a teenager, I've seen her in quite a few things, and it's like a pleasant surprise. Um, One of my favorite movies is The Tracy Fragments, which is starring Elliot Page, and she was in that. She was as one of the bullies, and she code. I wouldn't necessarily give her a co-star role, or it wasn't necessarily a co-star, but she was there next to Ryan Cooley, who plays JT from Degrassi. She was good in that, and then she was also in Strange Days at Blake Goes High. She was good in that. But I guess this was her first official break, like starting role. She gonna go cry in the car. I love radio. I absolutely love radio. I think maybe that's another thing that pulled me to the show too. And I'm part of that generation that's like radio was like, of course radio was there for me, but it was also beginning to transition into something else, and that was podcasting. So I watched a lot of Howard Stern. Love Howard Stern. Watch some I listened to a lot of like old radio detective shows from like the 1940s and 60s, or 40s and 50s, from Philip Marlowe and Richard Diamond. This dude hijacked the radio. Don't look so nervous, bro. What? How'd you? Oh, no way. This is like post 9/11. How did you bring it here to this country? I'm gonna be honest. I would love to start a Radio Fiasco. Just get some friends together, just talk music, play music. But I would make it like any genre. That's always stuck with me. Hey, man. What? What was the big deal? What the fuck? Oh no, now it's the last chance. Oh, I would have smacked that out of her hand. Oh man. Yeah, Cougar Radio's whack. That shit might as well be elevator music. Which I'm not saying elevator music is bad. It's just, there's a time and place for it. This is an interesting pilot. Because it's really taking its time to kind of build this up. Lily is so likable in this pilot. She's just like, she's such an ordinary girl. You gotta be something in high school? The hell are you talking about? Fool, be yourself. There's only one of you in this world. And that's pretty cool that you want to be yourself, not someone else. That's the biggest selling point to me. The play any music, not not the girls. They were 100% not getting any women. Hey, man. That's so crazy how Lily can just know their voices, but yet people who go to their school and who actually know them doesn't can't even put two and two together. People are like, "What is this? What is? I don't know if I should groove to it or what." This guy's grooving to it. That's pretty cool, man. I love putting people on music. Switchcraft. This pilot still is really good. But you know what? It's like it's organic, like how they came across of it. Oh, look, the episode's over. Oh wow, I want it more. Down, 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 down. And the theme song's really good. Man, the theme song's great. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. All right, yeah, that's the episode. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Yeah, I was watching a lot of behind the scenes of this show. Looks pretty simple in terms of like lighting and filming and all that stuff. Nothing seemed like, oh, well, look what they're doing now. It seemed like anything that was like extremely manual labor was like the dolly track, which is not at all. All right, yeah, that's the episode. All right, so it ended. Wow, Radio Free Roscoe, RFR. Still a good show. Still a really good show. I don't know. I might do another episode, or I might watch some Ocean Girl. Actually, I need to get back on Ocean Girl. Still on season 3. I'm like mid season 3, but yeah, Radio Free Roscoe. If you guys are watching this and this is your first time watching this episode, I hope I like. I know I talked a lot, and I hope I didn't ruin anything for you, but hopefully if you haven't seen a show that I'm like doing a full episode review, I want you to just watch it by yourself. Click on the link, watch it. Just have a moment with the show itself, because if you do that and you can find a personal connection to it and then come back and listen to me talk about it, then we're just gonna have just such a great conversation. And I want you to talk to yourself about it, because you're not really talking to yourself. You'll be talking to me as I kind of commentate what I'm seeing, or what you're seeing. But yeah, Radio Free Roscoe, this is still a good show. Such a good show. The pilot was pretty good. I think the pilot, for what it did, it was just, you have likable characters. You have characters that are going through this kind of, task, and I was never bored watching it, because each character, or especially Robbie, the each had every scene, he has a little mission that he's doing. He's like, oh, I gotta do this in order to get this, or I gotta do this and do that. That's like every scene, so it keeps your interest doing that. whether it's him sitting down at the little seminar of listening to Cougar Radio, how to do it, because he's excited to be on there, and then it's him finally getting the script for Cougar Radio and how he's going to deliver it, and then him, the principal telling him he can't do it this way, and then all the way to him seeing Travis, and all this stuff kind of adds together, and it's really, really beautiful. One last thing I will say about it, Radio Free Roscoe has a really good cast. This is a really good cast, and I felt that the casting was really good and who they got. Once again, like all these actors, especially Kate Todd and the actor who plays Ray, and then the actor who plays Travis. I mean, I feel like they really embody these characters to the point where, of course they're actors, right? And all actors are, in a sense, they're like models. They could be on GQ or whatever, because they're mostly, I would say 90% of the time, they are like attractive human beings. But these actors fit the role that they're playing so well. Like literally, like from the start of the episode or in between the episode, like any point in the episode, you will just forget that these are actors, and you'll just look at them as the characters they're playing. Like that's what I said earlier, that Kate Todd, aka Lily, she's so likable in this episode, and she's not given all too much to do, but she's given enough to where you can look at her as any girl that you once knew in high school. Someone who's just simple, deals with stage fright, who has this little core group of friends, not necessarily well known in school or in life, and maybe seem like the average student, and just loves music. There's something pretty awesome about that. But yeah, I actually, now that I think about it, I gotta find a screenshot for this. What is gonna be a screenshot for this? Yeah, I normally do like a screenshot. Try to find one. Oh, I know. Maybe I should just do it when you're like literally on the radio. No, that doesn't work. Maybe I can do it in Lily's talent show. Trying to see how that works. Yep. Oh, that works. Wait, does it? It's kind of dark. No, that works. Alright, I'm going to screenshot this. Command Shift 3. I'll try to find one more as a backup. But yeah, alright, so that was the full episode review. That was Radio Free Roscoe, Season 1, Episode 1. The episode is called The Power of Radio. Really good. I'm gonna do some more, see what you guys think. And I was thinking about doing an analysis on Radio Free Roscoe, but I had to really plan it out and be like, what am I gonna say? Because all the music that I want to play, you obviously you can't play it. You can't play any of the music on here, or else you get copyrighted. But well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe that won't stop me. I get copyrighted for my videos often, especially my well known stuff. My Bachelor video got copyrighted. But yeah, alright, that was the full episode review. That was Radio Free Roscoe, Season 1, Episode 1. If you like the content, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I do requests if you want me to watch any type of TV show, whatever it is, whatever genre. Please subscribe and comment below what you would like for me to watch, and we will watch it together. Alright, Starfighters. I will see you on the next one. Victory or death, Starfighters.